Hello, everyone. Welcome to Full Press Hockey. Please click that notify button, stay subscribed, like this video here on the Full Press Hockey podcast. This is a quick trade reaction video. JT Miller going to the New York Rangers from the Vancouver Canucks. We have documented the saga, myself, David Calabretta, also FullPressHockey.com, as well the saga, the trade speculation around JT Miller and Elias Pettersson. Well, back-to-back Friday nights. Might as well have Blockbuster back in business because we're getting blockbuster trades back-to-back Friday nights. March 7th is a Friday. That's the trade deadline. Four Nations is coming up. It seems like every Friday they want to get something going between 7 and 11 p.m. Also, the Calgary Flames acquired Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee from the Philadelphia Flyers on Thursday night. So, I mean, the trades at night seem to be the thing now. But JT Miller, time in Vancouver is over. He's headed to the New York Rangers along with Jackson Dorrington and obviously Eric Brandstrom. The New York Rangers are sending Filipino, Victor Mancini, and a protected 2025 first-round draft pick. That trade protection is top 13 protected. The Rangers finish within the top 13 this year. If they don't make the playoffs, that's their pick, and then it just becomes a 2026 first-round draft pick. Also, the big sticking point when these two teams were trying to make a trade last time was the retention. You know, the Rangers were looking for the Canucks to retain money. They didn't do it. They didn't want to do it. So I reached out to some people for RG Media, and I said, okay, so if the Canucks don't want to retain for the Rangers, but they want to do it with anybody else, obviously teams like New Jersey were mentioned, but they were never really in it, talking to multiple sources close to not only RG, but Full Press Hockey as well. And as documented with myself, David Calabretta, it seemed like the New York Rangers were the only team that were going to make this trade, even though we heard Colorado, we heard Boston, Dallas was interested. But Chris Drury, the New York Rangers, circled JT Miller as his guy. The issue is the contract, right? He's got 5 years left at $8 million. He's going to be a 32-year-old. The Canucks were never winning this trade. No matter what they did, no matter what the package was for Miller or Pettersson, they weren't winning a trade. And yes, they got a middle six forward. Yes, they got a good defensive prospect. Yes, they got a first-round pick. Everything Full Press Hockey predicted. However, you look at it and you say to yourself, yeah, Filipino's a really good center. He could be a really good player. He could be a second-line center on this team. He's got to stay healthy. He does so much work along the boards, in the dirty areas in front of the net. He's a good player. It's not JT Miller, and even Jim Rutherford acknowledged that with Gary Mason at the beginning of the week in the Globe and Mail. They wanted a center, they wanted a defenseman in return, but they just weren't going to get the value back in return because you can't replace JT Miller. But what's interesting with the Canucks situation, this has been going on since Miller's been with the Canucks, ever since Elias Pettersson's been drafted. Those two guys have been butting heads. They've been trying to put it aside, but it's affecting the rest of the organization, and you could see it. Jim Rutherford acknowledged it. Patrick Alvin, their general manager, has acknowledged it. The head coach, Rick Tockett's acknowledged it. Quinn Hughes, the captain, has acknowledged it. Yet the two players laughed it off. But for some reason, when JT Miller stepped away for personal reasons and took a leave of absence, Elias Pettersson's production increased. Elias Pettersson has not been the same player since he signed that 8-year contract extension before the trade deadline last year. And again, the Carolina Hurricanes were in talks with the Vancouver Canucks about Pettersson and about Miller until they often just went with Colorado Avalanche deal for Mikko Rantanen. Now, you look at from a Vancouver side, you know, they're still in the playoff hunt. They've won a couple of games in a row, and they're right behind the Calgary Flames. Again, they made a trade. They sent out Jacob Pelletier and Andre Kuzmenko to Philadelphia for Frost and Farabee. But the Canucks knew that this situation needed to come to an end. Jim Rutherford acknowledged that there was no solution in the room. As much as they tried, they couldn't get it done. But here, now Miller goes to the Rangers. He waives his no movement clause to go to the Rangers as one of the teams he would be willing to go to. Now the Rangers down the middle, you look at it, Mika Zibanejad, Vincent Trocheck, and now you have JT Miller. Obviously, Miller's not going to play third line. He's $8 million center. And that's another thing, right? 32 years old. You say to yourself, 5 more years at this deal. That's why the Canucks aren't winning this deal. It's the age and the term left on this deal. If there's only a couple years left, say 2 years or a year and a half, a lot more teams be interested, even with a rising salary cap. But again, Miller's an older player. He's done well. He's got a lot of skill, can put up the points. First Juries wants to shake up this roster. He started with Jacob Trouba. Capocat goes out. You know, he re-signs and extends Will Borgen as part of the Capocat trade. You know, Vakanainen, when they got from the Ducks, has been a great addition. Brandstrom, we'll see what they do. They have a lot of depth now there. Offensively, let's see if they can put pucks in the net. We know what Miller can do, the two-way forward that he is. Let's see if he doesn't clash with anybody in that room. This is the guy they wanted. They went out and got him. Did it cost them Filipino? Yes, because even though he was part of the trade package last time and just couldn't come on retention, Miller's going to be happy. Now let's see on the Vancouver side of things, does Petey get going? But another massive trade on a Friday night. This time, the Vancouver Canucks send JT Miller to the New York Rangers. Please click that notify button. Stay subscribed to this channel, Full Press Hockey. Like the video. Leave comments. We'll be back again next week for another reactionary video and some rumors as well. Take care.